Are you looking for the perfect triceps exercise for your program? Look no further. My current favorite triceps exercise is the dip. That's right, we're talking dips, baby. In particular, I'm training ring dips right now because that's the easiest setup I have at my home gym. Dips fit really well with my current ethos on exercise selection, which is simplicity. Before adding new lifts to my program, I asked myself if I can utilize one of the more basic, fundamental, foundational movements. If you perform dips in a relatively upright torso position, not leaning forward very far, which is a good way to accentuate the chest, and you finish every rep with fully locked out elbows, flexing into the position, then this exercise can be a fantastic tricep builder. Here are a few of the reasons that I love the humble dip for triceps. First of all, the strength curve for the triceps on ring dips seems to work really well. In the bottom position, where the triceps are fully stretched and not very strong, the pecs, shoulders, and lats are able to do the lion's share of the lifting. The triceps are still contracting and being stretched, but they're only a minor contributor. Then as you go up, once you pass around 90 degrees of elbow flexion, the shoulder and chest leverage gets worse compared to that of the triceps. And those last 15 to 20 degrees to lock out is where the triceps really have to work maximally hard. This is also ideal because it lets you heavily load the triceps in their fully extended position. This is also where doing dips on the rings really shines, because it's actually very difficult to stabilize the rings while locking out the elbows. Come to think of it, I don't actually think I've ever done a set to complete failure of parallel bar dips or straight bar dips. So let us know in the comments if you have more experience with doing dips on bars. Do you find the activation of the triceps while going to a full lockout on a fixed apparatus to be as good as with ring dips? Let us know. Either way, I assure you that the feeling of locking out those last few reps on the rings gets completely desperate in the best possible way. Dips are amazing for the triceps because of the unique range of motion. At the top of the dip, the triceps are fully engaged to hold and stabilize the lockout position with the elbows fully extended, and with the elbows slightly in front of the torso. Then as you dip down, the elbows reach deep flexion, giving a great weighted stretch to the triceps, but also the elbows pass way behind the torso, which is quite different than any other triceps exercises I've done. It's not as full of a stretch as you'd get from overhead extensions or skull crushers, but I'd argue that that can be a good thing. Overhead extensions have such an extreme stretch that if you're loading them with dumbbells, the stretch position is so much harder than the extended position that the top of the movement seems drastically underloaded. The strength curve on dips seems a bit more neutral. As a result of these two factors, I usually get very fatigued for the last couple of repetitions of the dips, and then I finally fail during the lockout position at the top. Then I can proceed to do negatives where I start at the top, elbows locked, and lower down to try to lift back up, and then I'll feel near the bottom, reaching failure for the chest and shoulders as well. Dips are also my favorite triceps exercise because I actually care about dips. They're one of the basic body weight movement patterns. They're a compound lift. Working my triceps through dips means I get extra practice doing dips, which I want to be good at. Some extra free volume on a staple exercise is a welcome thing for me because I'm running a very minimalist program at this time. So sticking with the lifts that deliver a large bang for your buck is just crucial. Increasing the number of reps on dips or adding weight to them feels like more of an accomplishment to me than adding an extra kilo or two to a dumbbell or switching from the black band to the purple band on banded tricep pushdowns. I like dips because they add extra free volume for the chest and shoulders. I don't think this needs much explanation. Utilizing more muscle mass, but in an exercise which still works the triceps to failure, seems like a big advantage if you're trying to save time. Since my goals with training right now are basically all upper body muscle and strength development, not to specifically grow my triceps at a faster rate than other muscles, this makes sense. On the other hand, if you're a bodybuilder trying to bring up your lagging triceps, then likely getting most of your volume from isolations would be wise so that you don't overstimulate the other muscles involved in these compound lifts. But that ain't me. Previously in my program, I was doing band pushdowns, which I enjoyed as well, but overall I just didn't find them as motivating as I'd find dips. And both the DOMs and actual tricep strength development I've experienced from both is pretty similar. I tried overhead dumbbell extensions and I really didn't like them at all. As I mentioned, the very steep strength curve just doesn't rub me the right way. I do imagine that using a properly set up cable machine that evens out the strength curve to be more difficult at the top could alleviate this. I'd be interested to try that, but that's not coming to the home gym anytime soon. Alright, that's all for today, folks. As usual, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate you. Have a great day, and don't forget to train hard.